Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I am super excited to be here with today the visionary herself, Dr. Nikki Zeigler. How are you today, Dr. Nikki?
I am doing good, Kim. Happy to be back on the show. I always like coming to this safe place, and so excited to bring my girls with me this time.
Well, and you have, when you say bring the girls with you, I'm talking about like you really bringing the girls with you. The Herpreneur Network tribe is in the house. They backstage, and we have a great show lined up for you all. Listen, grab your virtual seats and go ahead and share the broadcast and let everyone you know that we are here to be able to talk about being an overcomer. It's nothing worse than going through life's trials and tribulations, and then at the end of the day, you really don't know how to get to the other side. But in this case, we have Dr. Nikki Zeigler and the Herpreneur Network tribe that's going to teach us how to do that. So I'm quite excited about you all being here today, and I can't wait I just can't wait. I'm excited. I'm super excited about it. So we're going to go ahead and at least kick the show off right with the show intro, because you can't just start the show any old kind of way whenever you had a herpreneur with the hot pink hat over there in the studio audience, right? So you got to come a certain way around here, and I'm excited to be able to introduce you to them today. So we're going to get started, and let's go. Hello, everyone. I'm very grateful that you took the time to tune in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Dr. Nikki Zeigler, you are the founder of the Life Christian College, online school that allows life, business, and master coaches to get their certification. You've also launched this company in 2019, and now you have over 250 students from all over the world. This is epic, y'all. This woman has received her PhD in theology from the Touch of Love Institute, and she is now serving on the board of several organizations. Not only is she running this Herpreneur Network, but she's serving on the board of all of these official organizations as well. And her experience has in the field of marketing and branding over the last 15 years has helped her build this particular CV that I'm sharing here. But it's a lot to Dr. Nikki Zeigler's story. And I mean, I'm talking about like things like BET celebration of gospel stellar awards, Faith on Mobile, KWD Style, Donald E. Battle Ministries, Pastor Sean Jones, Heart Soul Magazine. It's so many. I'm not joking. It's no way. It would take literally the entire hour, which means that this woman here, that's this visionary, is truly a blessed vessel being used by God. She's just making a tremendous impact on this earth. So I just want to welcome you, Dr. Nikki Zeigler, and give you a chance to share some from your heart. How are you today?
I am doing great. Excited to be here. A lot of stuff is happening with me as a person. God is truly molding me. He's directing me. He's guiding me. I'm learning how to be obedient. I woke up this morning, Kim, and what God showed me was stop making your own agenda and let me put my own agenda in your place. Yes. A lot of us make our own agenda. We don't forget to ask God for permission. So I'm a big advocate in asking God for permission, asking him to show up, asking him to rearrange my schedule because my schedule don't belong to me. And so I'm really big on making sure that I show up the way that God wants me to show up, authentic, direct, focused, and making sure I keep asking him for permission. So I'm excited this morning. I'm excited to be here, and we're pressing our way this morning.
Well, that's the thing. I guess we'd be twins in a way, because I literally just don't have the hat on. But every morning I do ask God specifically, what do you want me to accomplish today? What is your will for my life? Because it doesn't matter whatever I think I want to do. If it's not within his will and his parameters for me, it's just a waste of time. And especially when I know what the end goal is for me, So you are the visionary author of this new book, and it's 2.0. I love the fact that you officially put 2.0 on the cover there. So I want to make sure that we get a chance to see that image and tell us just a little bit about why that image and why that name.
For me, when I first talked to my graphic girl on the image, she just kind of came back with some fonts, and I was just like, I'm not feeling it. I need you to give me something else. I said, what if you just send me something with a woman just releasing herself? Just releasing, because a lot of us, in order for us to overcome, we got to release. We got to put our hands up in the air, and we got to release ourselves. We want to overcome. When you put your hands up, your hot posture to put your hands up, there's a freedom. And
yes.
So when you look at it, she's really saying, I'm done with it. I've overcame, I've overconquered, I'm done, I'm over this point. And so that's what the symbolic way of us lifting our hands saying, God, take it. Say, God, take what all I'm going through. I can't do this by myself. I need some help. And so the head represent God talks to you. He's in your mind. He's in your spirit. And so, she gave me what I asked for. I asked for a release. I asked for freedom. And that's what she gave me. And I love it.
Well, I love it too.
2.0 came because we've done the book before. We've done the Overcomer book. In fact, I got it over here. We've done the first book when I did 14 authors, and then I came back and redid the 2.0 edition. And so we're excited about it.
Awesome. And so I know we have some of your authors in the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a commercial break, and then we're going to come back. And I want to start meeting some of them, and even just hearing from you briefly too, what made you choose these particular collaborating authors. So we're going to do that right when we come back, right after this commercial break. We'll be back.
My father had 4 of his fingers amputated in a workplace accident. It was the first injured individual I represented, and I knew I had to win that case. When someone walks into my office and they've been injured, I know what they're going through. If you've been injured at work with Hunter and Average. We've got the experience, so let us help you.
All right, we are here. Listen, these technical difficulties he has of every time. While we waiting on Hunter reboot, let's go ahead and take a moment and put in the chat what city and state you're from. Let us know you're listening. Let us know you're watching. Go ahead and begin to tag and share. Go ahead and begin to tag and share. We're excited about being on the Kim Jacobs Show. We know that Kim, listen, she's the bomb.com. Anytime you have events going on and you want to learn how to do a podcast, let Kim help you to create your own podcast.
All right.
It's good. Let me put my infomercial in, Kim, because I've been
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for moving forward. I was trying to come back in on my computer, but guess what? I knew you would carry it no matter what. So I was like, I was going to play another commercial break. I was like, nah, Dr. Nikki, she can do it. She got it. Let me do this. Finish your infomercial. Go ahead and finish your infomercial.
If you ever want to do a podcast, this is the lady right here. She will take out time. She'll give you a 6-week program. She gonna plug you in with this podcast, because I know some of you guys want your own TV show. You want to start your own business. You want to, whatever you're trying to do, and you're ready to tap into the media. Let Kim Jacobs help you to create the platform. This is her amazing platform. Anytime I have major events going on, I call my girl Kim, and she gonna put me in and show me what I need to do. That's
so funny. And of all times when you're getting a nice testimonial and you having all kind of little glitch and stuff going on, but the beautiful part is being able to know how to maneuver through it. That's what you need to be able to know. Other than that, you're like, wait, what's happening to me? What is going on? All right, listen, we're going to start pulling in some of these authors. I want to make sure that we get a chance to hear from them. So let me see. Let me see who we have back here. Sandra, I see you first, Sandra Harris. So let me pull your information here and let me invite you to the stage. How are you, Sandra?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Kim?
I'm doing great. I'm doing even better now that you are here. Dr. Nikki, please, if you would, tell us why you chose all of these authors that are sitting backstage. If you would just tell us briefly that. And then, Sandra, I'm going to formally introduce you and hear some of your chapter and what you want readers to learn, okay?
Okay.
Well, the reason why I picked the ones that was a part of this particular anthology, if you listen to every last one of them, they have truly overcame. You know, we had some people who did apply to be a part of the anthology, and when I spoke to them, they didn't overcome. They still told with some things. And so I wanted to pick some people who I knew that have truly overcame, that are leaders in their own right, that can bring some to the table, and they can show us how to really overcome some tough obstacles that they have endured. So that's why I picked the ones I have.
Wow. Okay. And Sandra, please, if you would tell us what made you even interested in being in this particular anthology. I know I get a request for lots of anthologies, but why this one for you in particular?
Well, Kim, one of the things I am a woman overcomer. I have overcome some challenges in my life, and with the help of God, bringing me through each and every one of them. So when I saw that title and I saw the 2.0 after, I said, you know what?
That's
I am
it.
really an overcomer 2.0. And so I read about it. I had connected with Dr. Nikki's vision for the anthology, and I just read through it. And I said, you know what? This is something I could really be a part of, and I would really love to share my testimony and be able to be a blessing and see if it can help someone else.
That is absolutely admirable. And I see here, Sandra, that you're a serial entrepreneur, you're author, a business coach, marketplace ministry. I would put my glasses on, but I can't do nothing now. I have two things in my hand. I'm like, okay, you can balance. I'm the balance doctor, but stuff will start falling up to the center. But Sandra R. Harris, you are a serial entrepreneur, author, business coach, marketplace minister, philanthropist, CEO of Arrowhead Suites LLC, a business center dedicated to aspirants and women entrepreneurs. And you have a practical approach. And I want to get an opportunity to hear what that practical approach is that you use when it comes to helping all of these different types of people.
Well, one of the things that I've overcome, first of all, was living in poverty. I was on Section 8. And one of the things I would like to share is that our parents can only teach you what they know and take you as far as they have gone. And so my grandmother was living in housing authority on Section 8. She told my mother to get on Section 8. Then my mother told me to get on Section 8, and it really did. I wanted to use it as a springboard because I always felt that God had more for me in life than to live where I was not able to choose my geographical location. It limited the amount of money that you could make to stay on the program and to assist you. And so that is one of the things that I really like to let people know, that you can overcome the poverty by the steps that I took, and it's general, some general steps that you take. And number one, it starts with the mind. You have to be able to know that you want something different. Because if you don't want something different, or you're comfortable with where you are, nothing happens in your comfort zone. Only once you move out of that comfort zone and you're uncomfortable are you able to now start even beginning to dream or wish for something different. And so I use a practical approach for the steps that I took to walk myself off of the government assistance and living in poverty and living.
Wow. And so you're in your chapter, you actually give people some steps on how to get out of poverty?
Well, no, that's in another book. But in this book, I shared I just overcame a really tragic situation that was tragic for me. And so I decided to share that because as women, we take care of so many things, Kim. You know, we're taking care of our businesses. We're ministry business leaders.
That's
we're
right.
Our spouses, our children, and then we sometimes neglect ourselves. And so I had a stroke in May of 2022.
Okay.
Yes, I had a stroke, and it's a silent killer. And so
Yes, it
one of the
is.
things I really wanted to stress on this show was in this chapter was about self-care. And when
Mm.
you are in ministry, especially a person like me, I love to care for people, a nurturer,
We
and
all do.
a business leader and a marketplace leader. You care for people, but you also have to put yourself on that list. The Bible tells
Mhm.
us to love others as we love ourselves.
That's
And
some good preaching right there.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So as we love ourselves, and you know, if you ask somebody, what name a list of things that you love, I wonder how far down the list would you put yourself.
Mm.
And so that was one of the things I had to learn, that self-care is not selfish. You can't take care of anyone else if I'm laying in a bed, can't even use
Period.
my body. Period.
You can't. You can't. So you ultimately want readers to walk away knowing that self-care is important, and you're going to give them some strategies and understanding as why it's important.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, I also want to know anything that with you overcoming the stroke, what, especially in the different life didn't stop. It still was stuff that had to continue to go on, and you just kind of had to get back in there and be a part of it, right?
Right.
So, how did you transition back into normalcy after the stroke?
Well, the first thing, Kim, it was faith in God, and then using our words. We don't realize a lot of times death and life is in the power of the tongue, and
Right.
we're looking at our current situation and we're speaking what we see instead of walking by faith and not by sight. And had I
Yes.
not been doing that, because I kept telling myself I was going to tell my body, and the doctors were looking at me like this woman is crazy, and
Right.
I'm looking at them like faith is crazy. And I have radical faith. And one of the things that I just kept speaking was, I'm not having a stroke. I'm not doing it. I know God is a healer. I know God is a deliverer. And with my mouth hanging, my can't you paralyzed on the left side completely, I was speaking to my body. And my son came into the room and he said, Mom, he told my mother, don't, because my mom came into agreement with me. And my son
Thank you,
looked and said, well,
Jesus.
don't tell her a lie. And he meant well, but my mom said, I'm not telling her a lie. She's doing something. She's
Mm.
working on something. And I'm about to come into agreement with what she is speaking. And so I kept believing God, and I was praying and as much as I could, and I was believing God for a healing and deliverance. And I was in ICU for 3 days, and I walked out. I went in on Thursday. On Sunday, I walked out of that hospital, and they told me it would be as much as, because I said, well, how long would I be in here? And they say it's going to depend on you. And I just kept believing in God. And she said, raise your left hand. They kept coming in, testing my motor skills. Of course, they ask you all of the questions,
Right.
who's the president and all of this, just to test your mental
Your
capacity,
cognitive skills and
your
stuff.
cognitive
Right.
skills. And so I just really, once I just believed that this was not the end for me, but God was settling me down to help me understand that you have to take care of yourself.
You
Yes,
have to.
you
Well,
have to take care of yourself.
that is the key takeaway. You have to take care of yourself, and God blessed you with the opportunity to be here to teach others here on this earth still that this is important. So I'm honored that you came in today, and I'll put you backstage, but definitely we'll be bringing you back in to have some more comments at the end. Okay. So
Okay.
thank you for being here with us, Sandra R. Harris. Listen, we're going to go ahead and pull up Dr. Josephine. Let me pull you in. Can you hear me? Oh, you know what? Guess what?
My computer is working. Yes, it just took Dr. Sandra. Let me get off this one. Hold on. We're gonna take a commercial break. Let me see if I can go to a commercial break for a second.
And then wait. Oh, I'm excited. Y'all don't know when stuff start working. It's like, wait, what? Let me take a commercial break right quick. And we'll be right back to talk to Dr. Josephine right after this break. You know what? And I tell people when you watching like CNN and all these other networks, stuff go down. It's okay. But we're going to make it all work. I'm excited. We'll be right back. We'll be
So happy it's working.
Yes, I'm so happy it's working. And I'm so glad to have you all tuned in to the Kim Jacobs Show on my computer. Yay! Dr. Josephine, we have Dr. Nikki Zeigler, and we just heard from Sandra, and we're going to hear from her some more as well. But I act like I'm starting the show all over again. Now it's like, hey, we here. Okay. Dr. Josephine Harris is an ideal collaborator. One of the many reasons that she's earned tremendous respect amongst her peers and contemporaries. She serves passionately about mental health. That's her expertise. That's what she focuses on. She's a veteran military spouse and an international best-selling author. 15 times.
You muted, Kim.
You muted.
You muted. She's just talking away. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh my God. I said all of that. Help me, Lord, today. Dr. Josephine Harris is an ideal collaborator. Well, look, in the Herpreneur Network, you do have to have a sense of humor, and you do have to have fun, and you have to be able to wear hats and let your hair down, and you know, just go with the flow sometimes, okay? If you can't laugh, like, you know, life is too serious. Anyway, Dr. Joe is passionate about mental health. She's a 15-time. Y'all, she like, I don't care what you got going on over there. You better unmute yourself and say that, let the world know. 15-time #1 Amazon best-selling author, philanthropist, serial entrepreneur, global speaker, president of the Herpreneur Network, HBCU magazine, and the founder of Calming Minds. Okay, Dr. Josephine, like, you muted. She's here to tell her story. How are you, Dr. Josephine?
I am blessed, yet fabulous. Thank you for having me on your show, Kim. Thank Dr. Nikki, my sister. Yes.
Why is mental health your focus?
Oh, wow. Well, you know, it wasn't my focus at first, but I went in a whole nother direction because when I graduated from high school, I went into nursing. I went into nursing, then I went into criminal justice. Then I was a forensic, went into psychology and forensic. So what really brought mental health on in me, because people like me and you doesn't really have a stigma on mental health. And I had a lot of mental health dealing within my family. And you know, the old saying, what stays in the house, what goes in the house stays in the house. So when my brother was dealing with his mental health and my sister was dealing with her mental health, as well as my mom was dealing with her mental health. So I tapped into it because I wanted to bring awareness to people like me and you, brown and black people like me and you, to understand that mental health is a much needed in the world, and we don't have to hide behind ourselves and put on this mask so that we can be the best self of dealing with our mental health, and don't be ashamed of it.
That's good. So, but it was a family member, your brother, that really got you on your journey to start. Mm-hmm. And yes, so did he know that he was the person that was the inspiration behind you taking this journey?
He did, because me and my brother are close. He's my baby brother. He always said I'm his baby sister, but He's a pastor, so dealing with a lot of journeys that he went through as a pastor, even as a one that he actually was running from his calling. Okay. So God brought him back into the flourish of his ministry. So he always been open with me, and I always encouraged him to get the help he needed, but he wasn't ready. So God put it in his heart to be ready, and for me to be there to navigate, to help him through his mental health.
So, but sometimes I can only speak, personally, because but I'm sure I'm speaking on everybody's behalf. We all have family members and we have people that are friends, very close friends, and family and their families and stuff that are dealing with mental health issues, but people aren't really always receptive to receiving the feedback. And maybe that's just because of where they are at that phase in their journey, that they don't want to, or they don't feel like maybe they're in denial. I don't know. How do you recommend people deal with approaching that situation?
One of the things is I'm going to come from do not do. Do not say that person acting crazy. Do not.
Okay.
Do not say that person just have ADHD. Do not say that person narcissistic. Do not say, okay, that's just being that person. But you can say, you know what? I noticed you've been not yourself lately. So here's some resources that you need just in case you need the help that you need, that you want. I am the person that you can talk to, be open, no judgment. You can come to me, I can talk to you, and we can go from there. If you want me to go with you, I will go with you.
Okay, that's good. So taking that approach is very good. I appreciate you giving us those steps. So everybody in the studio audience, please make sure you share any comments or questions, because as these authors are coming on, they're not only just sharing some of their backstory, but they're also able to answer expert advice based on what their different roles are in life as well. So keep that in mind as you're putting your comments in. All right, what is your chapter, and tell us about it and what you want people to walk away learning?
Wow, my chapter is the real truth about FAITH, faith. When I began to flourish this chapter, and Dr. Nikki asked me would I be a future author on here, I like, oh, what am I writing about? I've been writing for being on anthology projects for a long time, and I just been writing and writing. So I like, you know what? I had overcame grief. And when I mean I overcame a lot of grief happened in my family back to back. My mom had passed away, then my stepdad passed away, then my mother-in-law passed away, then my auntie, my favorite auntie and her family had got hit by a train, and she passed away. Then I was dealing with me grieving myself. And when I see me grieving myself, is me walking away from a 6-figure job that been toxic.
Wow.
So when I say, when you walk into an environment of grieving and you don't know how to grieve, and people grieve totally different. That's right. I grieve totally different. I'm the strong one in the family, but I grieve through education. So I was blessed not to have a lot of student loans. I was blessed to move forward, but I grieve in all my education. I've been getting certification. I've been going to school back and forth. So that's how I grieve. But when I recognized that I needed to overcome this grief, I had to get the help that I needed. I had to get me a counselor. I had to pray. My past and my first lady came into my life. And then along the way, I know that I said, you know what? God reveals a lot of things to me through grieving, through my faith. Because my faith was starting to weary a different time in my life. So when I came up with this chapter about the real truth of faith, I mean, God put the real truth in my heart to talk about faith. And what faith stands for me is focus, audit, internalizing, trust, and hope. But guess what? I'm not going to give you all the details. You got to
you got to get the book. You got to get the book. So definitely, this is some great information. I want to make sure that I give people a chance to stay connected with you as well. So if you would, in the private chat, because I know it keeps popping in and out, just make sure that you type your contact information and I'll pull it up for everyone. But just so everyone in the studio audience knows, you can stay connected with all of these women and go to herpreneurnetwork.com. That's how you're going to definitely be able to learn everything about the Herpreneur Network, how to actually join in and with these dynamic women that you're hearing from. We're going to hear from Michelle next. Dr. Josephine, thank you for sharing your story. I'll pop you backstage and give you a chance to come back on shortly. All right. Thank you. All right. Michelle, let me pull you in. How are you today? Are you up there on the screen yet? Because I think I'm pulling you in. But who knows what I'm doing over here, because StreamYard is doing its own. It's like it's taking over like it's a horror film or something going on. I'm like, what is happening over here? Are you on there, Michelle?
I am. Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing well. I'm blessed. I'm
so glad to have you here with us today. Now, again, Dr. Nikki, you get a chance to connect with these lovely souls. What made you go with this particular one, Michelle here?
Well, I'm rewind about Dr. Joe. Now, Dr. Joe, that's my sister. Like that's my girl. That's my girl. Shout out to Dr. Joe. Michelle Bonner is a leadership coach. Michelle Bonner is a leadership coach. She's a minister. She don't play. She's direct. And I knew that if she was to write about what she's overcame, she was really going to be authentic in it. You know, you have a lot of people who will say, well, I'm going to tell them a little bit. I don't give them too much. But, you know, I just truly believe that when you have overcame and you really can talk about it and not have any emotions attached to it because you truly have overcame.
That's so good. And then same with you, Michelle. Why this anthology? Tell us.
You know, when I saw this and Dr. Nikki started talking about it, I was like, you know what? You've overcome a lot of stuff in your life. You need to start sharing some of this stuff.
That's right.
And, you know, and just letting people know that they're not alone and that we all go through things in life and that we shouldn't be afraid to share what we've overcome.
And everybody, like you said, we all go through things. And with you in particular, you are the owner of AM Empowerment. AM Empowerment. You're a coach, a public speaker, an author, a minister with years of human resources experience, recruitment, leadership, development. It's a lot of different hats that you wear: facilitation, diversity, inclusion experience. But your greatest joy is helping other people reach their greatest potential. And I love that. So I wanted to understand from you how being a leader, and you lead very well in that whole corporate world. When you encountered your own obstacles, how did you apply those skills to your situation?
Well, you know, you have to practice what you preach. You can't tell somebody else how to do something and not apply it to yourself.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that. You know how you know an answer to the question before you. But when it's actually time to do it, especially, I know me being the balance doctor, when it's time to do it, it's like, Kim, you have to do what you told these other people to do. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to wake up, make your bed up? Are you going to pray and ask God for direction for your life? So what did you do? Tell us a few steps.
Well, first of all, I had to acknowledge that I was actually dealing with some things, right? And then say, okay, now that you know that you're dealing with something, identify what it is, and then how can you address it, right? And, you know, apply what you've learned, not only throughout life, but I had a lot of good people in my life as well who have mentored me, who have shared things with me. And so I said, you need to really just start sharing, because we have to reach back, right? And we have to help others on this journey. And so I'm a servant leader. And for me, that's where I started.
I love that, a servant leader. And because a servant leader is different than just a regular general leader. A servant leader is saying, I'm giving my heart, my soul, my existence pretty much to what's happening here. And I love that. So what's the name of your chapter? And what roller coaster ride we going on when we read it?
We're going to be reading about being delivered from broken relationships, baby daddy drama.
Oh, somebody type in the chat, baby daddy drama. You can't, you know what? Nobody can envision and understand that until they're in that situation. No matter how much counseling you do of other people, until you walk through that, you do not understand. You'd be like, did you not respond? What happened? Are you ignoring what's going on? Talk to
us. What's your journey about that a little bit?
Oh, wow. So my journey is my son's father, retired LAPD. And I was very much, I used to want to be LAPD, but then I decided to go to law school.
Okay.
And actually he decided later in life that he wanted to try to get my son to live with him. And I was the mother who was like, well, baby, I want you to be happy. I want you to do what you want to do. And if that's what you want to do, then mama gonna help you do it. But when his father started trying to force him to do it, that's where the problem came in, because it wasn't something that was something he really wanted to do and fully understood. Mm-hmm. And so when he interrupted his activities in his life, I was like, nope, not gonna happen. Not like this, not like this. So the mama came out, the real mama came out. And I had to do a whole lot of praying, a whole lot of fasting, staying on that altar. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
That's funny.
In order to get through it.
So readers are going to walk away learning what from your chapter?
They're going to learn that not only do you need to know and understand your children, but you also need to know and understand yourself. But then you also have to know God. Yeah. You have to know God. But then also you have to also use the legal system sometimes to help you. Right. And understanding what that looks like. And so, yeah.
So you can't get out of character because you're dealing with the baby daddy drama. You have to still maintain and be true to who you are. Right.
That's right. That's right. And the only thing that helped me was, in the Bible, the story about King Solomon, where he had to decide between who was the real mother and all of that. It's God's love and wisdom. That was the only thing that got me through that.
That's hilarious. I see all of these comments coming in. I'm kind of nervous about putting them up. Normally I put them up with ease every episode, but baby daddy drama, Vanita said, I see you, Dr. Effie Robertson. I see you out here.
Sister.
She has a whole how to disrupt some things in your life, but in a great way. She said connection. Lady Justine Hilliard said, and y'all gonna have to stay on with me for a few more minutes than the normal time, because I have to make sure I get through these wonderful people back here. Okay. Justine Hilliard said, good morning to everyone. Lots of comments coming in. I want to take a moment to acknowledge my studio audience, because without you guys, the show doesn't even exist. Hey ladies, good morning. Sherelle and Deron, he wrote a book on 101 things you need to know about jail. That's a good book too. Dr. Josephine, thank you for sharing your bulk of knowledge with the world. Yes, Kim is muted. Girl, you don't know. It's been like and you went through, people that went through my training course, so you know how meticulous I am about this, but this thing doing its own thing. Lord have mercy. All right. I miss you all so much. We miss you.
Yes,
hello, sisters. You've prayed for me. Ashton is a gold medalist, and has lived with different disabilities and things, but God has blessed her. She said, you've prayed for me, everyone. I'm going to be headed to New York on the 15th of this month. We are praying for you, traveling mercy, Ashton. And Sandra Caldwell said, yay, she's one of the church mothers that I've just loved over the years. And she said a whole paragraph. Now, you're a senior saint. You didn't type the whole paragraph. You serious? Let me see. Okay, and then after this comment, I'm pulling in Pastor Linda Taylor, okay? Just get your mind right, Pastor Linda back there. Self-Care 101, when your faith, God carries your care over to your daughter who had a stroke that should have been debilitating or worse. But praise be to God that she has walked out of the hospital whole. Prayers are everything, and faith makes you whole. Thank you so much for taking that time to make that comment, Mother Sandra Caldwell. All right, Michelle, I'm going to put you backstage and add. I'm kind of nervous pulling the button, but I'm gonna put you backstage and add Pastor Linda. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. All right, Pastor Linda, how are you? We hear you. You're muted this time. So between us and tag, you're it. You, me, you.
Okay. Good morning. How's everybody today?
Good morning. Dr. Linda Taylor Smith is a native of Alabama. You're founder of Bible Verse Church, Bible Verse Theological Institute, Angels in Charge Outreach, Bell Studio LLC, You've received your bachelor's degree and MS from Alabama State University, PhD, American Theological, and you have been ministering for over 28 years. You are the self-published author to 2 books and obviously a retired educator, and now with this anthology that we're here to talk about today, Being an Overcomer. Welcome. How are you today?
Doing fine, doing fine.
Well, what do you want to talk to us about, being that you have a whole background in theological seminary? How do you recommend people, what made you take that path of being interested in that?
Let me just go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I am 66.
What?
Yes. I want to start out by saying I have a son who just turned 51.
Girl, that right there make you, that is, you have to preface that because that is a lot. Go ahead.
I have a son who turned 51 on Veterans Day, and I only have 2 sons. My other son will be 50 in February of next year. Okay. So you do the math. I was young, very young. And when I was 38 before I got on the walk with the Lord. So I'm not going to say I've been there always. And I just thank him. So being that I finally understood how it was important to have a walk with him, I wanted to share with others that, yes, we've made some choices, but we serve a God who is forgiving.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes, we do. So in your own journey, you experienced motherhood at a very young age. And so there are a lot of people that are here that tune in, and their children are tuning in. And some of them are discouraged because they had children at a young age and really don't know what direction their lives are going in. What advice would you give people that experienced what you did back in that time?
Well, my chapter is titled, "A Hard Head Makes a Soft Tail." A hard head makes a soft tail.
That's
epic. Yes. But through it all, I was 14 when I got pregnant with my first child, 14. And after he was born, 6 months later, I was pregnant with my second child. But I always, I love the fact that when I finished 9th grade, which was the highest grade I completed before getting my GED, our graduation slogan was, "A quitter never win, and a winner never quit." That's what was instilled in us in the 9th grade. That was our motto. And I used that. I always use that. A quitter never win, and a winner never quit. I'm not a quitter. I'm a winner. I did not finish when everybody else did, but I walked it down. I love that story where the turtle, he didn't get across. He took time and got across the line. So no, I didn't get everything like everybody else did, but God bless me. I did get it. In my portion of the chapter, I share with how God allowed me to use different things that's offered to us. Section 8, been there on that. Food stamps, yes. Pell Grant, I share how God allowed me to use those things as tools to get where I am today.
That is so inspiring. So you're going to be able to reach to people. Dr. Nikki, what I think I hear is that these women that have overcome so many different odds, they're going to be able to reach to everybody that gets the book, basically. Is that what your intent was, Dr. Nikki?
Yeah, that was my intention. We have to learn how to balance coach. We have to learn balance doctor. We have to learn how to balance. We have to meet people where they are. And so this book, even though they are women, every last one of them have a different story. Every last one of them have something to bring to the table. It's just like you eating a piece of chicken. My mom always tell me, you swallow it, you chew the chicken, whatever don't apply, spit it out, and keep it moving. And so I think with these ladies that God has truly sent me, I feel like God was intentional because everybody's story is so unique, and they coming with these sayings that their mama and this person and that person have told them. But can we be honest and say those words that mama used to tell us, we think about it, now we saying the same thing to our children or our grandkids? Come on, let's tell the truth now. And so I think for me, it's all about being at women feet that can serve God's people. Every last one of these women are servant leaders. They serve in their community. They're doing some amazing things. Pastor Linda, she gives back to the needy once a week. She feeds the homeless. She clothe the homeless, and she's doing the will of God. She, you know what I'm saying? She got the microphone too. So it's all about making sure we fulfill our journey every day of our life, 7 days a week, 305 days a year. We're showing up the way God wants us to and intended for us to show up. That's what I was saying in anthology.
That's beautiful. And Daron said, Pastor Linda, your journey of growth will definitely empower many. And
Thank
people
you.
are saying, come on now. Well, first of all,
Thank
just so
you.
all of you know, backstage, people all commented throughout all of your times. I was just on my janky phone trying to figure it out, so I couldn't pop everything on. But it's been lots of comments, so y'all make sure you check them all out. Hey, Balance Doctor, your show is my favorite morning talk show. Well, thank you. Tell the Lord thank you. Okay, listen. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you backstage if you don't mind. And ultimately, I'm going to pull everybody back in. But I want to go to Master Coach Angela House and give her a chance to say something as well. Master Coach, how are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? It is so good to see you, Kim.
Thank you so much for your patience. And I'm excited. Y'all are acting just like nothing happened at all. I love this herpreneur group. I'm like,
it's called pivoting, Kim. It means just keep pushing on through.
I love it. I love it.
Turn, keep moving.
That's funny how you say just keep pushing on through, because how you push through does make a difference too, because it can truly change everything. But let me introduce you. Angela R. House is a certified master. She is a certified master coach focusing on business coaching and public speaking. See, that's why you're so articulate over there. She is the VP of certifications at the Life Christian College, CEO, Created to Win Business Coaching, founder, the Speaker's House Incubator, and executive vice president of the Herpreneur Network, 3-time best-selling author. And she focuses on speaker development, speech delivery, presentation, and confidence building. Oh, see, I'm in my element with you, girl. Okay. All the ums and uhs. And so, see, I know how to, learn. Okay, anyway. As a business coach, she assists in understanding your niche and providing guidance for startup processes, legal foundations, and business plans. I'm going to let her tell you her next endeavor, but I am excited to have you here today, Master Coach Angie. How are you?
I am wonderful, and it is my sincere pleasure to be here today.
Well, thank you for being here. Why did that become your passion, to be able to focus on articulation and presentation and business coaching from that perspective?
I've been doing business for corporations for years, 40 plus years.
Yeah.
I like Pastor Linda. I'm well into my 60s. Got a birthday coming up. Going to hit 68. Thank you, Jesus.
But you all look amazing. For y'all to be saying that is great.
So for me, it was about taking something that I had experience with that I do for companies and helping people understand you can do this for yourself. You can set up a business. It's not that hard. Understand what your passion is so that you don't lose focus on that business and pushing people through. Now, the speaking thing, it is probably has always been something that I should have been doing since I was like 5. The only bad grade I ever got in school was conduct, and it was always because she talks too much.
But that's your gifting. That's your calling.
Right. But nobody understands at that point when you're a kid that that's a gift. So they cause you to stifle yourself. You can't talk so much. So I didn't do it. God put this gift in my hand and I never used it. And it took the first part of Overcome a Woman 1.0 for me to understand that there were things that I have delayed or maybe felt like I missed the mark in reaching my purpose, because my mind wasn't free to understand that everything that he gives you is a gift. It doesn't matter how the world perceives it. It's what God has told you to do. So yeah, I got the slap upside the head at like 60 plus, and to move into my purpose, speaking is part of it.
That's a great thing. So with your chapter, what are you focusing on and what do you want the readers to walk away learning?
So my chapter is called Purpose in My Pain. So in 1.0, I tell the story of how I had a medical mishap and I ended up with a paralyzed arm. So my left arm is paralyzed. I only have the use of my actual hand. I can't raise my hand. I can't wave goodbye. I can't do this. I can't bend my elbow. I can do none of that. So I kind of went through a pity party in 1.0 where I kind of felt like My life has changed. I got to sit back. And it actually took one of the VPs from the company that I work for to say, there's nothing wrong with your mouth, and 90% of your job is speaking.
That's great inspiration right there.
And they said, what do you need? And they gave me everything that I need, and I started moving forward. Being a part of the network with Dr. Nikki, she was the other push behind it, because she's like, yeah, I've been trying to tell you that, but you're not listening to me. And it's, yeah, because you're my friend right now, and I don't want to hear it from you. But it took somebody else from the outside to make me see what she had been telling me all along. So for me, it is about your mindset transformation. It's about understanding your self-value. What did you have to offer before whatever happened to you happened? Right. And did it really go away? Or are you burying it because you don't understand a new way to approach it?
Oh my goodness.
So it's about changing your mindset. It's about looking at your collective experiences throughout life and letting them not define you, but saying, God, you put me through this. Where am I supposed to be? So for me, it's that mythical golden bird, the phoenix that rises from the ashes, because that's a symbol of, it's a myth, but it's a symbol of hope. It's about life. It's about the difficult things. It's how you can rise and become better. Because if you think about it, it's a golden bird. So the bird kind of symbolizes the sun. So the sun comes up every morning. So every day you got a new chance at life. So it's almost like a rebirthing process.
I love that. And I'm inspired by what you're saying. For people that are tuning in that don't know, like they may have, like you said, a medical mishap, something that they did not expect would happen on their journey. What advice would you give them to pick up and start moving in the right direction? Because maybe
it's about changing your mindset. It's all about mindset transformation. It's not about what I can't do. It's about what I can do. Okay. It's about understanding that you find new abilities through a disability. And that disability doesn't just have to be physical. That disability can be mental, it can be physical, but it can be social. Yes. So we have so many things that push us to the back that we feel like we can't change. We don't change because we don't think about changing. We don't change because we're so in the abyss of the situation that we forget to ask God to show us where we need to go and how do you get through this to get through the next level. That's why when we talked about my next endeavor, it's going to be Uncapped by My Handicap.
Yes, I wanted you to say that. Uncapped by My Handicap is a project that she's working on next. So you definitely want to stay connected with Master Coach Angie to go on the journey with her as well. And
all of that comes through the vision. And he gave me that out the clear blue sky. I was actually at our first Strong Her retreat with the Herpreneur Network, and we were talking about what we were doing, and I'm talking about business, and out pops Uncapped by My Handicap. And I just stopped, and everybody looked at me, and I was like, I can't explain it. I don't know where it came from, but I'll figure it out. So sometimes he just gives you things. So it is about understanding that he is our ultimate source. And it doesn't matter what the circumstance looks like. It's about reaching your purpose and your destiny and understanding that what we call a trial is sometimes a precious gift.
Sometimes it's a gift, y'all. Listen, we are actually talking to the collaborating authors and to the visionary herself about this new book, which is, and I'm going to have Dr. Nikki say, let me pull her back in for 1 second, and we're going to be closing out soon here once I bring everyone in for a closing comment. Let me put this up. Dr. Nikki, tell everybody, if you would, how they can get this book. Wait, I can't hear you. I'll pull you back.
Listen, I'm talking about you. Talking to the book itself is available on the herpreneurnetwork.com on pre-order, but you can actually order from each one of these amazing authors who have really poured themselves into this book. On my end, I'll be talking about my past never defined my future, how I created 100 businesses, Lord Jesus. And every last one of them failed because I didn't get God permission to do them. A lot of us in business, we see the glam, we see other people doing stuff, and well, if she can do it, I can do it. No, timing is everything. Getting his permission is everything. You got to show up the way he needs you to show up. And so a lot of people in business, they create these platforms, but they never have a scripture to back it up. I don't understand how in the world can you start a business without scripture?
I agree. Trust in the Lord with all my heart and lean not into my own understanding, but in all of my ways, I'm going to acknowledge him and he's going to direct my paths.
Exactly.
That's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. I'm pulling y'all back in too, everybody. I don't want to give you a heads up.
It's so important that you get God permission. It's important that you get these scriptures to back up your business. And I'm telling you, I'm an advocate, Kim. We can all say I can do things, all things through Christ to give you strength. But I'm gonna tell you something. I want Kim to dig a little deeper. When God give you your business, he give you the scripture to back the business up. And so even if you are a hairstylist, beauty for the ashes, I need you to dig deeper into that and say, God, give me the main scripture. So for me, it comes from Acts. My scripture comes from Acts 23. It tells you where people came together. I got what she needs. She got what I need. And we all came together, one sound, one mind, one spirit. And that's the foundation of the Herpreneur Network. We all are one accord, because you can't do a network and not be on one accord, right?
No,
and so
not humanly possible.
So everybody that's in here has their own scripture to back their business up. I'm not talking about just I can do all things. I'm not talking about, Jeremiah.
Right, no, a specific blueprint scripture for your business.
We call it the P print. I need you to give me that P print to back this thing up, because if you don't have the P print, you are out of order.
That's right. I agree with you 100%. 100%.
That's it. Bring it. Show me what God done told you. Because one thing about God, he'll write the vision and make it plain. He'll give it to you plain, but you got to study and show yourself approved. You got to study. Just like he gave you the scripture to live your life, he give you scripture for every aspect of your life. You got scripture for marriage. You got scripture to raise your children. Don't you think he will give you scripture to back your business up?
I 100% agree. And I got my Bible with each of the tabs and stuff. I know exactly. Yes, that's a whole episode right there. What you're talking about. That's training. And somebody has a hard stop. So we need to we're gonna get with this. But I love what you're saying, and I agree wholeheartedly. Listen, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna attempt to take one final commercial break and come back and hear a closing comment from each of these authors here. I have to play my episode sponsor, and we're going to be right back with a closing comment from each of you right after this break. We'll be right back.
Why learn about health when you can experience it? Experience it in beautiful Florida in February 2024. Join us for 3 days of integrative and intensive health and healing education and empowerment with the expertise of the following Healthopedia author, speaker, and facilitators. The world-renowned homeopath and acupuncture physician, Dr. James Marinakis, 4-decade health coach and holistic nutritionist, Dr. Joe D. Bear, and others such as Kimberly Meredith, Dame Doria Cordova, Rex Sykes, Dr. Gary Sanchez, Jamie Kerr, Serena Brown-Travis, and more. Experience daily morning walking and yoga, interactive participation, panel discussions, and more for your own epiphany of health. Get your tickets now.
All right, everyone. We are back, and we are talking with the authors. Some of them we have more that we'll be talking with soon. But this visionary, Dr. Nikki Zeigler, and these collaborating authors. I would like to hear a closing comment from each of you, if you will, right now. Let's go with you. Was it Dr. Angie? Who do we need to go with first? We want to make sure. Coach Angie. Coach Angie, make sure you share a closing comment.
So my closing comment is you never give up hope. You have to always be tenacious and be true to yourself and understand that God created us as individuals. He gave us all different trials. But if we cling on to that hope, that the things that we do pleases him, he is going to push us in our purpose, which means we're going to walk in our destiny. And even if you don't think you're walking in it, step back and look at the positive impact you have on others, because that is what your destiny is for. It is about what you bring to others. Sometimes it might not even be self-gratitude, but once you know your worth and you understand that regardless of the circumstances, you can move forward and you're impactful in a positive way, that is your purpose. That is your destiny, no matter what that gift is.
That is so inspiring. And how do people stay connected with you, Coach Angie?
I'm sorry, say that again.
How do people stay connected with you?
You can reach me at createdtowincoachingandconsulting.com or the Speakers House Incubator.com. And
created to win.
Created to the number 2, created the number 2, win, WIN, coaching.com.
Okay, I just want to make sure I have that because when I went out with my phone and came back in, it didn't. So here we go. I have that, and that way people can stay connected with you.
And the Speakers House Incubator.
And the Speakers House Incubator.
Yes.
Okay, you go ahead and go, because I know you need to go. And we're so honored that you were on.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Coach Angie. Go. Have a great one. Be blessed.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, I'm going to put this up so you all have a way to stay connected with her, and then you'll know how to connect further. Let me go to you, Pastor Linda.
Yes, my closing comment is my motto that I've had since 1972. A winner never quit and a quitter never win. And I can be reached at selbellstudio.com. That's SELBELLE studio.com. And God bless you.
Okay, Sel.
SELBELLE studio.com.
Okay,
And I'm also on Facebook.
Studio.com. Okay, thank you so much for being here today. I greatly appreciate it. You can either stay on or if you need to pop off, feel free. But I want to hear a closing comment from each individual. So let me see, selbellstudio.com. This is great.
Yes.
And I'll pop that up for you all because you want to know how to stay connected with each of these authors. That way you get a chance if you want to purchase the book from them directly. Is that right, Dr. Nikki?
BELLE.
Okay, let me change that then.
BELLE. I could type it in.
Oh, thank you. Somebody help me. My system was on here, but I was like, girl, get off. It's too much glitching going on today. Just go home. Take the day off. I told her to do anything. But you got to have some fun and a sense of humor. Michelle, if you could, while she's typing that, while I got her working on the Kim Jacobs show, could you go ahead and share a closing comment? And thank you, whoever's typing.
Thank you so much.
Hands up like this. Yay.
Thank you so much. I just like to close with, God has given you everything that you need. And you need to just think about everything that he's given you and apply it, because he doesn't just give you information. He wants you to apply it, and you have to live life accordingly. But always keep him first, and he will get you through any drama that you have.
Beautiful, beautiful. See, that's why we needed these closing comments. I'm happy about these inspiring words. Let's go to you, Doc Sandra Harris over there. Please share a closing comment.
My closing comment is, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord shall deliver him out of them all. If you keep God first, keep believing, have faith, he will bring you through. You can overcome any trials and tribulations that come your way.
My goodness. Okay. Wow. Thank you for that. I feel so inspired about this book in which you all are going to be people that are going to be receiving this. When does the book come out, and is it available now for everybody to purchase?
We come out Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving morning.
Thanksgiving morning, you guys. And if you're watching the replay for whatever reason, then that means that you should go just get the book because it's already out. If you're watching it at a later time. Let's see. Dr. Josephine, Dr. Joe Harris, tell us a closing comment.
One of my closing comments is with faith. Faith, it does not make things easy, but guess what? It makes them possible. So you have to have faith no matter what you do, no matter how you do it. But God will put faith in your vision and give you the vision that he flourished in you. And I am all on social media as Dr. Josephine Harris or Dr. Joe Harris. My website is www.commonmindsllc.com.
Okay, I do have that typed back here. Yes. Okay, I'm like, I had one when I popped off. Okay, Dr. Nikki Zeigler, if you would share a closing comment with us.
Listen, never let your past define who you're going to become. Use your past as a stepping stone to your future. Don't allow no one tell you what you cannot do. Always trust in God, and he will lead you down the path that he desires you to go. That's my
wow. Y'all, you see why you had to stay on for a few extra minutes and hear these just profound comments from these thought leaders. All right. I am so grateful that you all just stuck with me through this whole journey today. And I'm honored to be able to host you at the level that we did. I really think that this book is going to change a lot of lives. So you all grab your copy, and let me put the image up again. Grab your copy. You can definitely go to herpreneurnetwork.com, and I'm sure the different authors and their contact information and stuff will be there for you to purchase from them individually. I Am an Overcomer Woman 2.0. Trials and tribulations and obstacles that they've overcome are outlined in this book to get you to the other side of your mountain. All right.
Yes.
All right. I saw comments, and actually, 80-something-year-old woman that is one of the longest living heart transplant recipients. She's had a heart beating in her chest for over 25 years of a 16-year-old. She commented and said, and I want to make sure I get this comment up. She said, what did she say here? Because I can't see. Okay. Thanks again for a great show. Thank you, Mother Harper, for taking time to tune in. Dr. Zakia chimed in as well, and she said, Happy Kindness Day today, as you all know, and unless you're watching the replay, it is World Kindness Day. It doesn't pay anything, doesn't cost you $1 to just be kind. And kindness is contagious. So I encourage you to be kind to someone. Just do something that's a gesture of kindness. Free. You can just be kind with your words to somebody today. All right. I see you, Vera Norris. She said, amen. And again, lots of you all have commented. Please know that your comments are so important. And we truly appreciate you tuning in today. All right. Anybody else have a closing thought, or that's it?
That's it. You guys said we're going to get the book, get the book, get the book.
Get the book, and also tune in again. We have some more of the authors coming in on next week. So make sure you tune back in. We have a relationship coach coming on in a few days, and he's going to be breaking it down about relationships. So you definitely want to be in your virtual seats. And today I'm actually receiving a World Kindness Award on a Zoom. So if you are interested, I will make sure that you can just inbox me. I'm getting ready to get on, and that's why I'm dressed up with the sequence and stuff. Y'all saw that? Anyway, I would be on their platform, so hopefully it won't be any glitching. All right, ladies, thank you all so much for being here today. Y'all are amazing, amazing. Y'all can go ahead and go off. I'm going to just say a couple more things to close out, but y'all go ahead, and I will stay on for 1 second, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. All right, listen, I'm so glad that you all tuned in, but I don't want to let you go without putting all of their contact information in that they formally did provide. And that way, when I end the broadcast, I really can't put it up for all of the platforms to see. So I'm going to pop that in for you guys. And everybody, I hope that you are having a great day. Anybody that's on with me, hey, I'm excited that y'all stayed on. And I'm putting their contact information, and so you can stay connected with each of these authors. I don't want us to miss that opportunity because they've poured their souls into this book, and you need to know how to stay connected with them. So I'm putting it in the comment section for you all. Okay, we'll do this. We'll take a commercial break, and then we will come right back.
Who are those people? You know, the guys playing golf in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. The woman wearing $1,000 shoes at a cafe in the city. The kid in the ripped jeans driving a $200,000 sports car. What do they know that you don't? One word: leverage. Working smarter, not harder. Owning their own business, not being owned by a job. The good news? We have it. Interested?
Two things are almost certain about you. Number one, you know people who travel. Of course you do. Everybody travels. It's an $8 trillion industry. It's what people dream about doing. And number two, you probably aren't making the commission. You see, every car rental, every hotel, and every resort pays commissions. They may go to a website or to a traditional travel agent. But trust us, someone is earning it. Well, what if we could show you a way to put that commission in your pocket? It doesn't hurt to take a peek. Interested?
I am an overcomer woman 2.0. You can always get the information right at herpreneurnetwork.com, herpreneurnetwork.com. You don't want to miss the opportunity. It's coming out Thanksgiving Day. So you definitely want to get your copy and tell everybody you know. You can gift a copy for the holidays. Even just gift a copy of the book to someone that it's going to bless. It's going to bless you or me, but it's also going to bless other people. And these would be nice gifts to give to other individuals. So make sure you all support the book, I Am an Overcomer Woman 2.0. And if you don't have 1.0, you know, anytime you have a series, you need to get 1.0 first, then 2.0. So you might as well get a bundle deal and make it work. All right. I hope this helped and blessed you today. These were just some of the authors with the visionary herself, Dr. Nikki Zeigler. And then coming up in next week, we're going to have another group of the authors come on and share their personal journeys. That's today's episode, everyone. Make sure you all continue to show your support for the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you for anybody that already does that. You can support in a variety of ways through Cash App, $ Kim Jacobs Inc., or also through PayPal by typing paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. And your community contributions do make a difference. So thank you so much. If you're interested in advertising on the Kim Jacobs Show, simply let us know by emailing us at kimjacobsshow@gmail.com. All right. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you again, Dr. Nikki Zeigler and the collaborating authors that came on today. Your lives truly do make a difference. Have a great one, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference. And I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual